Good morning, Blue Streaks. It's Monday, May 4th, and I just wanted to go over a couple problems from 13.6 Practice B this week. Today, I'm going to post your practice quiz, and then on Wednesday, you will have your quiz, which will be due Thursday. So practice quiz is due tomorrow, Tuesday the 5th. Wednesday the 6th, I'll post the quiz over 13.5, 13.6, which is law of sines and law of cosines. And then that will be due Thursday, the 7th. So that's what's going on this week. You guys have been doing a great job. Today is May the 4th. You Star Wars people, may the 4th be with you. So let's get started. So this is number 3 from the practice B. And we have a side angle side situation here. We have side angle side again. That's angle is between the two sides that you're given. So we have to use the law of cosines to find side M. That's the only thing we can find right now. Remember, when you solve a triangle using law of sines or law of cosines, there's 3 things you have to find. In this problem, we have to find side M first, and then we'll find angle N, because whenever we use the law of cosines, we use that once, and then we go to law of sines, and whenever we go from law of cosines to law of sines, we always find the smaller of the 2 remaining angles. So since side N is the shorter side, that means angle N would be the smaller angle, so we would find that next. And then we'll add angle M and angle N together and subtract from 180 to get angle L. All right, so I'm going to get my calculator out here, and I've already set up the first step to solve for M. Okay, so 24 squared plus 29 squared minus 2 times 24 times 29 times the cosine. Now I start with that parenthesis, 65, so close it up. Now remember, you make sure you're in degree mode, again, on your calculator. If you're using this calculator, hit the mode button, make sure degrees highlighted. If not, change it, make sure it's highlighted. All right, and hit enter. So we get M squared equals 828.7. All right, so I'm going to write that. M squared $828.7. Now remember, we got to take the square root to find M. All right, so go back to my calculator and hit second squared for the square root sign, and then just hit second answer, that negative sign there, close it up, and that's 28.7. On the quiz, I want to ask you to round to the nearest whole number, so 28.7 would round up to 29. Okay, we'll do it in a different color here. Okay, so now we're going to use law of sines to find the smaller of the 2 remaining angles. Again, the shorter side's 24, so the smaller angle would be angle N. All right, so we're going to go use our law of sines. Law of sines is quicker than using law of cosines, so we always do that. So sine of 65 over 29 equals the sine of angle N over 24. All right, so we'll cross multiply and divide. Okay, to find what the sine of angle N is. I think some of you were messing up on this. Okay, some of you couldn't tell because all I could see were answers. Please show your work so I can help you out. I'll give you a few pointers on my email back to you. Okay, so anyway, go back to my calculator. We're going to go 24 times the sine of 65, cross multiply, and then divide. So 24, and remember law of sine, so sine of 65, make sure you close it up, divided by 29, that's going to give us a decimal, 0.7500, what is put. Again, I don't round until the very end. I want to use the calculator. All right, just remember I have to do inverse sine of that answer to find angle N. I don't know if some of you forgot that as well. Oops, not of N, but of 0.7500. But I'll do that on the calculator, and that'll give me angle N. All right, so back to the calculator. Remember inverse sine. That means the angle whose sine is 0.7500, and that would be angle N then. So second sine, just hit second answer again. It'll put that in for us so we don't have to type it all in. And that gives us 48.59. So we're just going to round to the nearest whole number. So we're going to make it 49. Okay, so that's how I would want you to do it on your quiz. Remember that's angle N, so that's 49. Now what I'm going to do, go back to my calculator to figure out L. Remember 65 plus 49 and then subtract from 180. All right, so got that plus 65. It gives me an answer, and then just go 180 minus that to finish up. Again, second answer. So that's 66.4. So close to the nearest whole number, that would be 66. All right. So now we've solved that triangle using the law of cosines, and that was the side angle side situation. It's the one of the two situations we use this law of cosines. But remember, we always use law of sines as well to finish up. Okay? Then I did number 9. And this was a side-side-side situation. And remember, on the side-side-side situation, find largest angle first. Side. Okay? So, I don't know if some of you remember that or not, but that's important when it's the side. Okay? Find the largest angle first. So, looking at the three sides, the longest side is 14, which is side L. Remember, this side is opposite the angle. So capital L is for the angle, so small l or lowercase l would be our 14. All right, so that's the one you put first and you're on the left side of your equation. Okay? So when you do that, put that in your calculator. 14 squared is 196. Okay, if you don't believe me, do it in your calculator. 12 squared is 144. And 13 squared is 169. My writing's not very good on this Monday morning. Using my, not 169 squared, but 169. And then 2 times 12 times 13 2 times 12 times 13 is 312. So that's going to be minus 312 cosine of angle L. So this one's got a little more work. All right, some of you might have been messing up when you did this. All right, what I do next is I find the answer to those two. All right, so I got 196. I can't put that whole thing in on the right like I did on the first example there, number 3. All right, 144 plus 169. And we get 313. All right. Okay, so you can't subtract this 312 from the 313. We're solving for the cosine of angle L. All right, so I got 313 minus 312 times the cosine of L. So I can't put those together when I'm solving for L. I got to take this 313 to the other side by subtracting, and then I have to divide by the negative 312. So then I can solve for cosine of L. All right. So I'm going to go 196 minus the answer I have in there. It's already sitting there. Oops. Got to make it 196 minus that answer. And I get negative 117. All right. Now I can divide by the cosine. I'm sorry, the negative 312 to move it to the other side. You guys know how to solve equations, but sometimes we get in a hurry in this situation. So take your time. All right, so back to my calculator. And I've got it just divided by, don't forget, negative 312. All right, so that's 0.375. Equals the cosine of L. So remember, I have to, when I'm looking for an angle, solving an equation, this is when I have to do that inverse. But this is law of cosine, so it's inverse cosine of that 0.375 will give me angle L. So I'm again just doing that in my calculator. Make sure, again, you're in degree mode. All right, so I'm back to my calculator. Remember law of cosine, second cosine. Second answer. I don't have to put that in there, sorry. Second answer for 3.375. And it's 67.9, so rounding it to the nearest whole number would be 68 for angle L. All right, now again, I'm going to have to finish up. I have to find the angle M and angle N, and the smaller of the two will be N because side N is the shortest. So that's what's going to be next. And then we'll add those two answers, subtract from 180 to get angle M. So it's sine is 68 over 14. And you guys should be able to finish up from here. Equals the sine of angle N, because it's the smaller one of the two, over 12. Okay? So I'm just going to do all the work on my calculator because I'm running out of room here. Got to move it over so we can see. All right, so 12 times the sine of 68. Close this up, remember. divided by 14. Gives me a decimal. And remember, now we're law of sines. So second sine, second answer would be the angle 52.6. So rounding it to the nearest whole number, it would be 53. All right, add 68 to that. And then go 180 minus that to find angle M. Again, second answer, so you don't have to punch all that in. 59.3. So that's 59 to the nearest whole number. All right, so again, we solved that triangle. Side, side, side situation. Again, side, angle, side, 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 side are the two situations to use the law of cosines. You use it once, and then you move to use the law of sines for the smaller of the two remaining angles, and then add and subtract from 180 to get the missing angle. All right, 3 answers for each of these problems. Okay, so just a quick review of that. Again, I'm going to post your practice quiz. Again, keep up the good work. Let's finish strong. We only got about 3 weeks left. And this week is just practice quiz and quiz. So let's have a good week. Let's keep up. Some of you are getting your stuff in late. Let's try to be on time. I appreciate you working hard. Hopefully your family is healthy and safe. And we can get you in there